continuing on our trek of 737 stuff, because boy, there's been a lot of stuff lately. This one was Southwest Airlines that was headed to Cancun, I think. And the headline is, "It catches fire after takeoff," which we'll talk about here in a second. So we've got a resident 737 expert, and let us play.
That's just extra thrust.
He's just stroking the blower, man.
Yeah. Just tap it, tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, he's trying to meet a climb restriction.
Yeah, exactly. Can you be there in 2 minutes or less? Roger that.
Roger. Fuel override, go. Anyway, so this is the article. There's no article, but the story behind it is they had this malfunction. They came back, landed uneventfully, put everybody on a new plane, and then continued on to that. That, when the flames are coming out the back, indicates to me a compressor stall.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And the way it was like kind of just bursting out. Yeah. 100%.
Pop, bang, buzz. Typically when it's on fire, the fire is contained, not shooting out the back unless there's an afterburner of some sort doing those things. But I was funny. They are interviewed. I was watching this on the local news. I couldn't find it. That they interviewed the guy who took the video, and he's like, "Well, there was a strong smell of gasoline in the cockpit." And I'm sitting here going, "That's probably bad." Like,
yeah,
don't do that here.
Any gasoline anywhere on this airplane, actually.
Yeah, there's nothing that runs on that. But if you mean jet fuel, then yeah, I can see that being a thing. Casmo, what is your expert opinion, sir?
Yeah, that's my thought, was like a compressor stall of some sort. And then like maybe there's some sort of leak somewhere, like just exacerbating the problem. I don't know. But I know that 100% the people that were on that flight that landed did not want to get on another airplane after that. So I'm surprised a few just weren't like, smoking a cigarette out back. Like, I'll take one tomorrow. I'm good. But
well, even as the pilot, I mean, in an airliner, an EP is a big deal. Like there's so much, I mean, single seat fighter. Yeah. But in an airliner, and we trained for it. Now there's a lot that goes into, recurrent training, your initial training, all that stuff. But there's so much more to, running the quick reaction checklist, then getting into the big checklist, and then coordinating with everybody. And there's a lot, and it's not an easy plane to fly single engine. It's not like, oh, well, I mean, once you get it trimmed out, it's good, but it's not like an F-18 where you're just like, okay, copy, I just have to make sure I don't get on the backside of the power curve here. But I think the pilots kept on too. I don't think they called it a day, which I probably would have been like, hey, it's been a good day. It's just
you just want to be pay protected, dude.
Yeah,
you just want to be pay protected.
Am I still getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Maybe you're heading home to base. So
yeah, I'm not putting you on the spot for emergency procedures, but I cannot remember. Is a compressor stall a leave it at idle if it recovers at idle? I'm getting all my jets mixed up here, because some jets you got a compressor stall. It's not some engine damage or whatever, you just leave it at idle, because then you get all your backup systems. But some you're not shut down.
I don't believe you're supposed to shut it down. You just should just reduce it, and then try to get it back. I mean, that's any aircraft I've ever flown. That's the compressor stall. You don't shut it down. You just throttle it back and try to get it under control.
Well, unless you suspect some kind of like internal damage that may cause something else.
Yeah, and then that's kind of like a different checklist, right? That's like a different procedure, but just a compressor stall, which I don't know. Was there associated banging, right? That's always the thing. So
did they get a bird? Yeah, I don't know. Gonky, what were you going to say?
Right.
I mean, most modern jets use a FADEC, which, like, if it detects excuse me, like an engine stall or whatever, the engine will start doing things itself to clear itself, depending on, if you're on the ground or in the air or whatever. I don't know anything about the 7.3 FADEC, but I would imagine that the FADEC would probably try to clear that, wouldn't it?
I mean, initially you're on auto throttle, so the thing's doing its own thing and trying to keep up with the power demand. So I think it takes a minute. Like, you have to recover it to idle to get it to actually, do its thing. So I don't know. I'm sure somebody who's flying them right now will correct me, because
you guys aren't real pilots. You guys aren't
I never
real.
claimed to be. Nope, never claimed to be.